There is something I never thought I would ever talk about that's happened in the AI art in quotes space. I'm gonna tell you the story, and I would love to hear your thoughts after this because everybody is super 50-50 about this, and it's just an absolute wild story that you can't even dream this up, man. Okay. Posted by Dextero on Threads, and it writes, a student was arrested for criminal mischief after ripping AI art off walls and eating it in a protest at an exhibition. He could be fined up to $5,000 and spend at least 30 days in prison. So there is a Dextero article, but this article actually references another article, so I will mainly use that. But here we can see, like some examples of the artwork that is in question. And people always get like 50-50 at me when I use the word art in terms of like referring to AI. Like this is generated images, but that's what the article referred to it as. It's easier if I refer to it this way. Sorry, I don't mean to upset you if that's the case. But there is this article written by writer Lizzie Hahn, posted to the Sun Store, which looks to be like the university's journalism or news site. And it reads, student arrested for eating AI art in UAF gallery protest. So UAF refers to University of Alaska Fairbanks. And there is an undergrad student named Graham who was detained after he was found ripping artwork off the walls and eating it in a reported protest. That is wild. I'm actually just like flabbergasted because the headline itself is like jaw dropping. And there is this image to follow it, taken by the author, where it's captioned pieces of Nick's chewed up artwork lies on the floor in the University of Alaska Fairbanks art exhibit. So was this guy just standing here like chewing and spitting and chewing and spitting and nobody stopped him till what? And it reads, police estimate that at least 57 of the 160 images up on the wall were ruined. He was arrested for criminal mischief in the 5th degree and booked in at the Fairbanks Correctional Center and has since been released. So yeah, that's literally my question, right? Because like either the student broke in to the exhibit and then sat there and like chewed and spat out, or this was happening during a showing for the exhibit and nobody stopped him till 57 art pieces were eaten, chewed, and spat out. Just, sorry, the logistics of how this happened is what's even more shocking, honestly, than even this. So the article continues that the artist Nick said he started using AI in his art around 2017 or 2018, but has been making art without AI prior to this. And that the art explores identity, character narrative creation, and crafting false memories of relationships in an interactive role digitally crafted before, during, and after a state of AI psychosis. And that the artist says that they themselves fell into a state of AI psychosis after working with AI and chatbots for many years. And that it reads, when you make art, you become vulnerable, and so the artwork is vulnerable. And that's something that makes it seem more alive or more real in the moments. And here we kind of have a close up of how some of the images look like, There's like a bedroom, and there's like a blonde woman with a pixie cut sitting on the bed, and then riding on the back of a moped with you. Da 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 da. So, I mean, art can be interpreted in like many different ways. I don't like the idea of using generative AI for things because it is theft. So, by creating these works, I can see the points the artist is trying to prove in creating these, but like, maybe it was made with theft. I get the point you're trying to prove, but it was made with theft. Also, interestingly, the student that like chewed up and spat out a bunch of these images is a performing arts program student. And this post made its rounds on Threads and Reddit, and people are like super split all over the place. There is also like this GIF going around where people are saying, oh, this is the person that ate the artwork, etc. People are saying that this is AI generated. It does look AI generated. The floor is warping. The outlet like plug holes are just disappearing. The images on the wall are also like changing. The shirt is also distorting. The floor is distorting. So maybe like one image was real and then somebody made it into a GIF, but this looks to be quite fake. Some people on Reddit are saying things like the hate and the anti-AI rhetoric are too much. It wasn't just prompting. This was genuine artistic intention. It has like a profound impact. And, because it angered somebody to the point where they destroyed it, it's clear that like there is art and thought and impact in this creation. And that, this is proof that AI can be creative, but you antis are just haters and don't want to think beyond this. And other people are like, it's not art, it's slop because it was generated work. Other people are saying, yo, the artist should be happy because this vandalism brought more publicity to their work. There was like a whole theory on like r/anti-AI because there was an original post that's now gone where like these images were posted in the original post, and then people were saying like, wait a second here. Again, like I just showed you with the GIF, right? Like the images look AI generated, the one of the person like eating the art, but because it was written about in the school journal news site that this is a legit thing that happens, but these images might not be true. It's weird, but there is a thread about this on Threads, and people in the comments are very supportive of this. We have people saying, this is so perfect. Instead of a machine chewing up and spitting out slop, a human chews up slop and spits out art. And another person writes, this is the first piece of genuine art involving AI I've seen. And I mean, it's performance art, but like, another person says, I'm sorry, but who thinks to eat the art? AI slop aside, that is a legendary move. So I'm curious about your thoughts at the end of the day. I will say, if this is like an elaborate performance art piece, that is very, very well thought out. Honestly, a great conversation starter. I will say, like, two wrongs don't make a right. Like, I personally am not a fan of generative AI. I wouldn't call it artwork. I personally do not consider generating 160 images to be hung up on a wall art. That's just me. I also don't think going and vandalizing something you disagree with to be good either. That's vandalism. As much as you disagree with it, it's still a crime to vandalize things. So it does bring a situation of two wrongs happening. Again, two wrongs don't make a right, but it's kind of funny to see this. So I can't lie, I was laughing about it when I saw this happen in the beginning. So I'm curious about your thoughts at the end of the day. People are very like 50-50 about this. Like it's very split. So I would like to see where you fall on the split. And again, don't send hate to any parties. Don't bully people. That is not okay. So with that, if you like this video, I appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators. I also have a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide. And I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another video. Peace.